I came across this article in the Huffington Post, a trusted media source, written by Gina Crosley Corcoran back in 2014. And if you want to check her out, she's the author and advocate behind thefeministbreeder.com. Actually, I'll do all the hard work for you. Wait 1 second. Thefeministbreeder.com. Right, that's it? Only one article? No menu? No about me? All contact details? Nothing? Nothing to see here, people, except this one article. Now, before I comment on this, I want to be ethical and disclose publicly some facts. Ready? G-Man is a straight, white, middle-class, able-bodied, cisgendered Australian male and proud of it.
My true blood.
I just need to pause here for a moment. That chant is so banal and outdated, it's cringeworthy. I know what you on the left are thinking. I'm going to give this guy a minute, and if he doesn't fit my narrative, I've got my finger massaged and ready to add my comment on how privileged this guy is. Like comments from this guy.
For those retards who agree with this retard, I'll give you a simple fact for you to wrap your little retard heads around. She wasn't asking for a free room, she was trading her influence for their services. Influence which is now legitimately hurting these places' online presence as opposed to helping it. If you do not believe influence to be a legitimate commodity, well, congrats. You don't know shit and need to shut the fuck up. Feel free to reply so I can put you in your place. Nothing makes my day better than stupids trying to justify their stupidity.
Okay, you win. Come back. So what now? Now that you have labelled me with white privilege, what do you want me to do? Well, in Gina's case, the feminist breeder, she wants me to be aware that recognising privilege simply means being aware that some people have to work much harder just to experience the things that you take for granted. Gina writes this.
I, maybe more than most people, can completely understand why broke white folks get pissed when the word privilege is thrown around.
Please, the language, Gina. Upset is a better word to use. See, I was afforded an education. Anywho, I'm not sure how many people you have spoken with, but I certainly don't get pissed. She continues.
As a child, I was constantly discriminated against because of my poverty, and those wounds still run very deep.
Well, I do hope that you have sought some professional help with people who specialise in treating those with PTSD, because it sounds like you have some unfinished hurt to resolve.
But luckily, my college education...
Hang on. Poverty? College education? How did that happen? Did I miss some relevant stuff here? Like, how did you go from poverty to college education? Oh, I see. You got off your victimhood ass and made a choice to make something of yourself.
But luckily, my college education introduced me to a more nuanced concept of privilege, the term intersectionality.
Uh-oh. Here it comes. Can you feel it?
And a white male walked out of the room because he has the privilege, the luxury to not know what everybody around you, look around you, all these people face on a daily basis.
The concept of intersectionality recognizes that people can be privileged in some ways and definitely not privileged in others.
Okay.
There are many different types of privilege, not just skin colour privilege, that may impact on the way people can move through the world or are discriminated against. These are all the things you're born into, not things you earned, that afford you the opportunities that others may not have.
Gotcha. Something I had no choice over, like being born into. And this is relevant how? Would it make you sleep better at night if I was a victim also? Play the poor me card. Gather around doing retreats, healing each other. Oh wait, I think I'm understanding this. You want me to feel guilty or be ashamed that I'm white, even though you agree I shouldn't be, but you want to drag me down to your state of woundology so it makes you feel better that you have recruited another person to your sorry cause. So here are some of Gina's examples that I should be made aware of. Like citizenship. Simply being born in this country affords you certain privileges that non-citizens will never access. Yep. Am I supposed to be outraged that because I was born here that I have the right to vote? I guess that's what you're talking about. Class. Being born into a financially stable family can help guarantee your health, happiness, safety, education, intelligence, and future opportunities. What? Do you mean to tell me that I am guaranteed intelligence and health if my parents were financially stable? So wealth equals happiness. Sexual orientation. If you were born straight, every state in this country affords you privileges that non-straight folks have to fight the Supreme Court for. Really? Every state? You're from the US, right? Well, not here in Australia. Sex. If you were born male, you can assume that you can walk through a parking garage without worrying that you'll be raped and then have to deal with the defense attorney blaming it on what you were wearing. What? Is she serious? What about the 84-year-old woman who was bashed for her pension money? Not important, hey? She was white and probably privileged to get a pension. Ability. If you were born able-bodied, you probably don't have to plan your life around handicap access, braille, or other special needs. So tell me, where do I go to say sorry that I'm not disabled? I mean, that is terrible. But what about the thousands of able-bodied people who can't get treatment for their cancer because their life-saving drug is not available on the PBS? Gender identity. If you were born cisgender, that is, your gender identity matches the sex you were assigned at birth, you don't have to worry that using the restroom or locker room will invoke public outrage. I see what you did there. Saying that my gender was assigned to me at birth. Gerald, we'll assign you a penis, vagina. Penis, vagina. We might give you both. No, I'll give you a penis. Gina, do you think nature had anything to do with it? You know what? I nearly said Mother Nature. Remember Mother Nature? Can't use Mother Nature anymore. It's Parent Nature. Or in my case, just nature. Back to the restroom and toilet thing. Here's a thought. If you have a penis, use the men's toilet. If you have a vagina, use the women's toilet. Your right to make a point doesn't override my right to free thought. Hypothetically, let's just say I agree with you. No, seriously, not only do I agree with you, but let's just say everybody agrees with you. Now what? Now that's not rhetorical. Now what? What is it you would like me to do? Spread the word? Become more aware? Feel for you? Okay, done, and done. I'm still a straight, white, middle-class, able-bodied, cisgendered Australian male and proud of it. And I'm not apologising either. Gina, just because you have such low self-esteem, little self-worth, and you aren't very secure with accepting who and what you have become, it doesn't mean that I want to join you. I mean, why would I? It doesn't seem very nice where you are. I don't need you to tell me how to feel, think, and behave. I'm good, thanks. Here is what I think we can both agree on. If I commit a crime, do something that is illegal or unlawful or unconstitutional, then I expect to be held accountable. But if you think I should have to use up my limited time on being aware that those categories that you mentioned are worthwhile, nah, again, I'm good, thanks. Now, had your article been about the real suffering that people have, like the South African land expropriation without compensation, or female genital mutilation in the Middle East and Africa, or the estimated 500,000 people killed and some 12 million uprooted in Syria, or even the 1.4 million children starving to death in South Sudan, Nigeria, Yemen, and Somalia, then I would use my sorry white ass to do something about it. Give me a break, Gina. She ends her piece by saying,
There are a million ways that I experience privilege, and some that I certainly don't. But thankfully, intersectionality allows us to examine these varying dimensions and degrees of discrimination while raising awareness of the results of multiple systems of oppression at work.
She says,
Tell me, are you a white person who's felt uncomfortable with the term white privilege?
no, never. So, what do you think? Does she make a point? Am I the poster boy for white privilege, or are you a little like me and my main concern for the day is whether I should have a local or a foreign beer? Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, get your privileged index finger to click that button. Now go away and stop being the victim. No one cares. I'm Gerald Pauschmann for The Point TV.